Hi, everybody. All right, so now we are really getting into some advanced illustration skills and techniques, and we're in character design. Character design is something that is very tricky in the beginning um, to kind of get your way around facial features and hands. Those were the two most difficult things that I had to learn in the beginning were hands. Hands I could spend hours on and it would get so frustrating. And eyes were not so difficult when the face was facing frontwards, but when you had a side profile or a tilt of the face, the eye on the back side of the face was something that I found incredibly frustrating. So, what I ended up doing was I really needed a photo reference, and working from photo references, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't go in and find an image and trace it, but do whatever you need to do as far as Google searching to see how other artists are doing it. See how the nose is, see where the pupil is, and see how the shape of the eye has shifted from the full shape to the kind of smushed in half shape. And the eyebrow also on the back side. Really study this artwork. And I find that the best resource that I have for my character style that's kind of close to what I'm looking for as far as the eyes go are Disney princesses. So if you go to Google and you want this kind of cartoony face look and like these eyes and think that they might, fit into your design well, Disney princesses have really great eyes, and each one is a different style. So if you go in, you'll see some eyelashes are straight, like on Sleeping Beauty. Some eyelashes are shorter and more spiky. This is outwards. Ariel's is longer and spiky, and they're more upwards. We have the very subtle eyelash on Cinderella. We have the more exotic black eyeliner look on Jasmine. And we have kind of something that is a little in between um, Cinderella and Ariel, going outwards in a fan effect for Belle. As you can also see, their pupils are pretty much black. We have eye shine on a couple, little tiny eye shine on Jasmine, tiny eye shine on these. Ariel has a bit of an outline to her iris, um, and the sizes vary. So we have very delicate eyes here. We have larger eyes. So this is a really great thing to look into and study, and mouths as well, if you're having issues with mouths. Um, Disney princesses on Google is an awesome thing. Also, Disney characters like Bambi, if you're doing animals. Um, just for inspiration and to show you how they're executing animal facial features, how they're working with eye shapes here, and are they the same from animal to animal. It's just a good photo reference. Okay. Um, if you're having problems with shading and you're not quite sure if you're getting the highlights and shadows okay, this is something that I was doing with my husband, because my husband has an interest in tattoo flash art. He's not an artist, but he likes his tattoos, and he's been interested in just kind of dabbling in some flash art. And his problem that he was having was he was unsure of where to put the shadows, where to put the highlights. If you go to Walmart and pick up a book, a coloring book out of the kids aisle, this is a great thing to practice with. We can I have a lot of My Little Pony coloring books because I have a daughter. So I took out these coloring books, and you can't see the highlights and the shadows in these very much. They use very flat colors. So it was a good thing to practice on because there wasn't really much to cheat from, but of course I could help them later. But if you find a coloring book that you like, that you have this black and white line art. You can even probably print them right off of the internet. As long as you know where your light source is, and my light source, my sun, is always usually in the top right hand corner of my work space. And you could even, in your CorelDRAW program, you could even put a fake sun up there just so you remember. And you remember everything that's shining on that curve, every curve that light is shining onto, that is going to have a highlight. And everything that's underneath that curve that the light is not quite hitting is going to have the low light or shadow. Practicing in a coloring book is going to make it a lot easier than probably anything else that you can do to practice highlights and lowlights. Okay, and it's a lot of fun too. And if you have kids, they'll get a kick out of mommy coloring in a coloring book. So anyway, that's one of the other tips that I have. The hands on characters. Disney princesses, again, have great hands. Also, don't search for this with your kids in the room, but Pinup Girls, 50s Pinup Girls, are also great. I'm going to click on this 50s Pinup Girl tab up here. So if you do have little ones around, I'll give you a second to put little eye blinders on them. Okay. But anyway, 50s Pinup Girls have been known for their hand poses. They have beautiful, gorgeous hands, and that is what they really focused on in these pictures. Okay. Also their feet, their shoes, their shapes of their bodies. If you're looking for something that's really feminine and you're not sure about body shape, 50s Pinup Girls are beautiful models for body shapes. Also, in something like this, you can see where the highlights are, where the lowlights are, the hair, the clothing, the muscular anatomy. Her hands in here are beautiful. So if you're looking for more detailed things like hands and feet, shoes, look up 50s Pinup Girls on Google when your little ones are not present. See, this is a really pretty one too, of a front-facing figure. So if you need a little bit of a photo reference, those are really great things that you can look for. Disney princesses and Pinup Girls. Who'd have thought, right? Okay, so that is pretty much it. The most important thing is practice, practice, practice. You're not going to have an amazing character style right off the bat. My characters in the very beginning, I cringe looking at them now, but of course you have to go through that time when you are feeling like you're terrible at it, and then just keep pushing through, and practice really is going to make you a great artist. It's not going to come overnight, and expect to put the work into it. And if you stick with it, you will have some great designs. And a year from now, and 3 years from now, you'll notice that your style is going to change like crazy. And if you go commercial with your designs, you may start off with something that has a lot of detail, and then decide you're just taking way too long on it and you need to simplify, which is something that I started having to do to make sure that you're getting paid for the time that you're putting into it. So all of these things will change with you based on what you need and what your clients need. So don't be too attached to your early drawings. And if you need help, always, to email me.